Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to a hot take that nobody asked for. So I am doing another weird news video, I guess. The last one I did was my first video on this channel where I made a meme about North Korea, so I'm definitely not in Kim Jong-un's good books anymore. I thought that it was really fun, to take a current event and sort of, put my own spin on it. So I thought I'd do that again. My first story is about Brexit because I just love being controversial. As a side note, I think it's absolutely not hilarious. I guess I think it's pretty funny that British people are finally experiencing parliamentary gridlock, because in the United States, politics is always gridlocked, and you're lucky if you get like 2 bills passed a year. Just American things. Congressional gridlock. Obviously, it's getting to the 11th hour with the whole fun Brexit thing. Uri Geller. I am totally pronouncing this wrong. He got super famous on TV for, doing the whole bending spoons with your mind magic trick. Anyway, definitely totally a real psychic that's not just faking things for profit on TV. He's been caught cheating on his tricks multiple times too, unrelated to the spoon bending, like other stuff. I don't know. I'm not really an expert on the psychic world, so if anybody would like to inform me, in the future, just hit me up. I'm all ears. This fake psychic guy who's been caught cheating essentially sent an open letter to Theresa May telling her that he was going to try and psychically prevent Brexit from happening. Most people for political participation, voting is very popular, protesting, sending a petition. I feel like, any of those actions are probably more effective than trying to psychically convince Theresa May to change her mind. I'll add that to my repertoire of democratic actions. Psychically trying to control my representative. So I took a look through the open letter the guy wrote, and he does say he's going to try and psychically convince her, but he tries to get other people involved, tries to call on all Britons to really put their mind to the test, but also does not give them instructions on how to psychically influence Theresa May. And I have a lot of how-to books. I can learn a lot of things. There's a lot of I just made a video about WikiHow articles. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a WikiHow article about how to psychically control Theresa May into preventing Brexit from happening. So just sending out an open letter is not exactly effective. I mean, trying to psychically control Theresa May is also not effective, so I don't really know what I was looking for here, but, that's just my 2 cents, or, my 2 pence. I mean, they're worth basically the same because Brexit, so. I took a look through the actual text of the open letter. 3 years before you became Prime Minister, I predicted your victory when I showed you Winston Churchill's spoon on my Cadillac, which I asked you to touch. Touching Winston Churchill's spoon on my Cadillac does sound vaguely like an innuendo. We are going to ignore that and talk about the fact that, you predicted someone's victory because they touched a spoon that Winston Churchill owned? I am failing to see the logical connection here, but, everybody has their own logical reasoning. Winston Churchill's spoon just has the power to predict future prime ministers. This is just so absurd. He claims that, his powers are just verified by the CIA, because that's definitely what the CIA spends their time working on. I don't know, the CIA is very weird. We're just gonna leave it at that. As much as I admire you, I will stop you telepathically from doing this, Brexit. And believe me, I am capable of executing it. Who just, in public, that's just so threatening. You're really sending mixed signals here, buddy. Moving on from the guy that claims Winston Churchill's spoon can predict future prime ministers, we're gonna move to into the continental Europe, another country that is not a part of the European Union, Switzerland. I don't know why I said another, because Britain is still technically a part of the EU until Brexit. Okay. We're moving on. Ironically, your favorite neighborhood lactose intolerant is gonna be talking about cheese. Some Swiss scientists at a flavor research firm really took it upon themselves to experiment with sonochemistry, which sounds like fancy person speak for playing a bunch of music at crap and seeing what happens. To each their own. There was also a scientific study that determined that ostriches are sexually attracted to people. So science is really going somewhere these days. Side note, if you want me to make a video about weird science experiments, hit me up. I still need to make the atheist memes video too. So I just haven't. My Instagram recommended is so fucked after the Christian memes that I don't know if I want to do that again with atheist memes, but I will get around to it eventually. Back on track. If you want a video about weird science experiments, let me know. I will do that for you. They played, music by A Tribe Called Quest, Mozart, and Led Zeppelin in front of just a bunch of wheels of cheese, which I want to know how they got funding for this. Or what are the possible implications? Actually, I could totally see people, like, marketing cheese based off of, like, the music it listened to. I suppose there is some sort of profitability that you could put in there. But I don't know, like, what just compels someone to wake up? What? Actually, my real question is, I've seen this on the internet before as, like, a post. But, the first person who tried milk, like, cow's milk, what were they thinking? So they determined, hip-hop is the best flavor. I want to know what cheese tastes like when you play death grips in front of it. I was going to do a cheese skit here, and then I already maxed out my daily milk allowance with my Starbucks addiction, which is the topic of a whole nother video. My last video was me going, I'm not like other girls, but my Starbucks addiction definitely cost me about $100 a month. So we're just gonna ignore that, and we're gonna keep talking about how cheese tastes better when you play hip-hop in front of it. Although there are concerns with the study, because it was subjective. Obviously, I want hard, unconditional proof in my scientific studies of the flavors of cheese. I personally favor a very good brie, if I'm gonna go for cheese, but to each their own. Hard cheddar is also good. Hard cheddar sounds like a drug. Oh my god, what if I just referenced a drug on accident? I was on an airplane coming home from, like, holiday or whatever, and I've been awake for, like, 25 hours because it's, like, a long flight. So basically half of my blood alcohol concentration, half of my blood concentration was, like, Coca-Cola because I was trying to stay awake. And, I'm very tired and out of it, so I turn to my mom and I just go, I'm so coked up right now. And I think everybody on the plane thought I took cocaine before a plane flight. So that's really where we're at right now. That's why I'm so tired, because I was up for 25 hours yesterday. Don't do that. Don't stay awake for 25 hours. My final story takes place in Australia. So, we're really getting international. Mr. Worldwide, I'm female. Mrs. Worldwide, I'm not married. Señorita Internacional. No, this entire channel is just so unfunny, it kind of hurts. It's literally just me sitting here with, like, my bookshelf behind me, and, that's about it. The 3 people who regularly watch my videos because I yell at them to, thanks for humoring me and my really bad sense of humor. It's much appreciated. This last story can really only take place in Australia, and it'll make sense when I tell it to you. So there's a guy, chilling in his house, and he just looks out his window, and there's a guy holding a bow and arrow. As one does. Actually, this is a legitimate thing, is, like, taking a picture of the guy holding a bow and arrow in front of your house. I would also suggest perhaps closing your windows, hiding, other logical reactions, but, this guy did not hide. He just took a picture, held up his phone, gotta get those pics, stay on the Instagram grind. I highly doubt I think it was for insurance purposes, not for Instagram, but, I'm going to make a fake deep meme about how we're all posting on Instagram, I guess. So he's taking pictures of the guy for insurance purposes when the guy just fucking shoots the arrow and the phone blocks it, and saves his life. So good on him. This is the time when taking pictures in a time of crisis turned out to be helpful. So take that, baby boomers. I hate myself. I started dabbing ironically, and the thing about doing stuff ironically is, if you do it enough, it just becomes unironic, so that's where we're at with the dabbing. That's the whole story, but, I guess it makes sense, because, Australia has, like, relaxed gun law, not relaxed, the reverse of relaxed, strict gun laws, so it makes sense that a guy with, wouldn't have a gun, but rather a bow and arrow. I want to know what their dispute was about, though. Like, what would drive a guy to just walk up to your house with, like, a bow and arrow? How he got his hands on the bow and arrow. The only thing that can make this more wild is if a guy showed up with, like, a boomerang. Oh, God, that would be so cool. I wonder how much crime is committed by boomerang a year. So, yep, that's gonna be it for this video. If you liked it, you know, the usual, like, subscribe, comment, fun thing. Yeah, so I think I might actually make this a series, because I enjoy reading wacky news articles, and this is an excuse to do that. So if you enjoyed this and want it to be a series, let me know. I don't know what to call it either, so you should give me a series title, and it can become a regular thing that I make. So, I hope you enjoyed. I need to sleep after being awake for so long, so have a nice day.